If you want to know what are the 10 things that I'm going to be doing differently on social media in 2024, stick around. That's all this episode is about. Hello, coach. Happy New Year 2024. We're starting the year with high expectations, with letting go of everything that we didn't do right in 2023 and doing it differently in 2024. This is how I see the game of life. Is every year is a new chance, it's a new opportunity to do something better, to do something different. And I'm going to tell you, it's so poetic that the year started on a Monday. I don't know about you guys, but I love me a Monday. I love me a fresh start. I love looking at the next 12 months and knowing that all there is hope and potential. And I have full control and full ability to do something different this year. So I decided to sit down and write down what are 10 concrete practical things that I can share with you that I'm going to be doing differently on social media for my business in order to scale the heck up in 2024. Hi, my name is Ina Coveney. I'm a business coach and I specialize in monetizing tiny audiences. And you are here in the Get Clients First podcast, where our philosophy is you don't need to grow an audience in order to make money in your coaching business. We may all want to grow our audience. We want our message to reach far and wide, but it doesn't stop us from actually making a good living, getting to six figures in our business. And that's all you're going to learn about in this podcast. We also interview the top coaches in the world and I ask them, how did they do it? How did they get there? So stick around because we have some amazing interviews coming up in subsequent episodes. If you're watching me on YouTube right now, you may see a different look and feel. I actually got some new lights for Christmas and I'm sporting them today. I think it looks really nice. I'm still playing with the lighting a little bit, but it's all about leveling up. Everything has to be plus. Everything has to be better in 2024. So we upgraded our look for YouTube. And if you don't know where our channel is, you can go to the show notes, it's right there, or go to YouTube and search for Get Clients First, and it will be right there. No other YouTube channel is called that, so you will find us very easily. So before we start with the list, I think it's really important and responsible that you guys realize that if we are not in the same level of business, some of the things I'm going to cover may not apply to you. So this is really, really important for you to keep in mind that as I tell you all the things that I'm going to be doing differently, I want you to kind of analyze it for yourself. Where you are in your business definitely matters when you decide what you're going to be doing differently this year. So to tell you where I am, at this point, I have been coaching for about 6 years. It's going to be 6 years this month. And over the past 6 years, I have crossed the six-figure mark in my business, lifetime revenue, and also per year. And over that time, I have experimented with all sorts of different offers. I have had memberships, workshops, small, low-ticket items, high-ticket one-on-ones, high-ticket small group programs. I've had bigger group programs. I've done everything in the gamut. And it is very important to me that whatever offer I put out there, I know it's going to work 100% of the time if people do it, right? If the right person follows the steps, they're going to get results. And I want to make sure that it is scalable. Now, here's the deal about scale. Many of us make the mistake of wanting to start our businesses building something that is scalable. And the truth is that there is no way for you to know what to scale until you have done something that works. And then you can ask yourself, how can I make this work at a larger scale? That's what scaling means. It means giving a particular offer or performing a particular function to a lot more people without exponentially increasing your workload. So if I can welcome 10 people into a group right now, but when it gets to 20, 30, 50, it starts to exhaust me because my group program has a one-on-one component and I cannot keep up with so many one-on-ones during the week, then that's not a scalable offer. So what you want to do is start to picture, okay, if I had this offer and I wanted to welcome 100 people into it, what would I have to do to make that happen? That is a scaling problem that you're going to have to solve once you get there. But the first step is to make sure that you create a signature offer that actually works and that will work every single time for anybody who signs up for it. So right now in my business, I am in that process of figuring out what that signature offer is. I have had memberships before, one-on-one, like I said, I've tried it all. And now I am settling into the sweet spot of getting clients first, settling into the sweet spot of showing people that they do not need a big audience in order to get clients. So I'm experimenting with a brand new offer that I'm planning to scale to the stratosphere in 2024. Now, I can tell you all about that later. If you really want to find out more about it, I think it's really important that first you understand the basics of scaling that offer, of building a signature offer. And for that, I'm going to invite you to a free masterclass that I have been teaching called How to Create Your Six-Figure Coaching Package from Scratch, because those are exactly the steps that I am following right now. And by the end of the year, we're going to have an offer that can scale, an offer that I can shout from the rooftops that everybody needs to buy without me incurring 100 times the work. So if you would like to find out the steps, click on the link below or go to sixfiguresfromscratch.com. And the number 6, it's an actual number, a digit, number 6. So sixfiguresfromscratch.com. Sign up for the next masterclass and I will explain the whole process of creating that signature offer to you. I really think that would be a great next step. So that's where I am right now, figuring out the scalable offer. And what I need to focus on is to get as many people to sign up for this offer as possible, because I have already tested it. I've already done a beta program. I've already done the launch for a second time around, and I've gotten interest for it. So it's an offer that has been validated. It has gotten results for people. And now it's time to scale it up. If you haven't gotten there yet, the masterclass is definitely going to illustrate those steps for you, sixfiguresfromscratch.com, and I will explain the whole thing. But this is where I am right now. So if I want to get as many eyes as possible, I need to be thinking visibility. Now, audience growth could be a way to get visibility, but there is something you need to know about audience growth. The thing about audience growth is that you cannot consistently guarantee results. By that, I mean, I could have a reel that goes to 1 million views, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to get a whole lot of new audience members who love my stuff and who would want to buy from me. So audience growth can be really hit or miss. You can go out there and put yourself in front of the biggest audiences and still not guarantee that you're going to get clients. So the more important part of it, of getting as many people to watch your offer as possible, more important is visibility rather than audience growth. So I'm going to get started and tell you the 10 things I'm going to be doing differently in my business to get me more visibility, to streamline my processes more, to guarantee that people who go through my offer get results, and all of the great stuff that I want to happen in 2024. In fact, I'm even thinking about 2025. I'm even thinking already about the things that I want to get done in 2025 that I need to use 2024 to set the ground for that. So why don't we start with our 10 things? And now you know where I'm coming from. I have this signature offer that is beautiful, that has gotten people results, and I want to get in as many hands as possible so that I can start to scale it. All right, that's where I am right now. If you want to get there, just join the masterclass. I'm telling you, it's going to illustrate the whole thing, and you can be right where I am in just a couple of months. Seriously, that's how long it takes for you to get here. It could be 2 months. Come to the masterclass and I will explain the whole thing. Okay, sixfiguresfromscratch.com, where the number 6 is a number. Okay, we all got that, right? Okay. Thing number 1 that I'm going to be doing differently on Instagram. This is a crazy one, because if anybody asks me, Ina, should I have a personal account separate from a business account? This is a question that I get all the time. I always go to, do you have any qualms, any issues with showing up in your business account right now? Because if you're using it for both, if you're using it for personal and business, chances are there are people in there that you don't necessarily want to see your business stuff. You don't necessarily need their feedback. You don't really they're not your audience, right? Like my mother-in-law, like my sister-in-law, right? I don't want them to have to consume my business stuff. So now I've been doing this for a while, so it's gotten to the point that I don't really care if they see it or not, because I have many more audience members who represent my leads, who represent my group of people. So I'm pretty comfortable with ignoring them. It's gotten to the point that, hey, you know what I'm going to be posting about. If you don't like it, you can always unfollow, right? But if you are feeling self-conscious about it, if you don't want to post on your business account because you feel like you're going to be too salesy, or because it's too much, or because people are not going to care, that could be because there is something telling you, hey, there are people here who really don't care about it. So if that is stopping you, because your Instagram account should be like your playground, should be your soapbox, the place where you go and say whatever you want about whatever you want. So if that's stopping you, then it's a good time for you to split your accounts, personal and business. But if you don't have that kind of bandwidth, just get over it. Make sure that you're not being inhibited by the people who are there who shouldn't be there, and just let your business freak fly and turn your account to 100% business, and you'll be all set. Using it for both can get very tricky. So anyway, what am I doing on Instagram? I decided to create a Finsta account. You guys know what Finsta means? Fake Instagram account. And I'm gonna tell you why I did it. And I did tell a few people in my personal life, hey, by the way, I'm following you on this other account. It doesn't even have my picture. It has like a stock photo of some woman. Doesn't even have my picture. You cannot tell that it's me by any stretch of the imagination. But I had to tell my people, my personal life people, hey, I'm going to be following you from this account so that they could accept me, right? And the reason I did that, and I'm going to my business account and unfollowing everybody, or unfollowing everybody who doesn't relate to my business, is because the algorithm actually cares. If you are consuming a lot of information about, who knows, manifestation and law of attraction, right? But your business is about dog walking. Like if your feed doesn't look like your ideal client's feed, then the algorithm is not going to know where to place you, because they're not going to know what community you belong in. So I'm really leaning on that, and I am going to shut that off. I am going to stop looking on my business account, stop looking at the things that I normally look at. If you really care about what that stuff is, if you were to look at my feed right now, there's a lot of, and don't ask me why, there's a lot of actors talking about auditioning. I don't know why. I'm not an actor. The last play that I acted in was freshman in high school. I mean, this is not, it's not a thing for me, but for some reason I love to hear the humble beginnings of actors and how they felt when they were just a Joe Schmo. I love hearing that beginning stories, which is why I do my podcast interviews the way that I do. I love a beginning story. So you'll see a lot of that on my feed, and that has nothing to do with my niche, and that may be hurting my growth on Instagram. So I decided to unfollow all of those accounts, and if I want to browse it, then I go to my Finsta and I browse over there, and that can be my playground. So I'm doing that. Figure that one out. If you have any questions, DM me. I'm on Instagram at Ina Coveney, and the link is right below. You don't have to guess it. Let's go to number 2. Yeah, we're gonna be here forever. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna speed up. Number 2 thing that I'm doing differently this year is with my Facebook group. My Facebook group has been a place that I really want coaches to be asking questions, to be helping each other. But like you are very familiar with, I'm sure if you have a Facebook group, you're probably suffering from this too. Unless you have like 30,000 people in a Facebook group, it's going to be mostly you posting, because this is not the first place that people go, they think about to go and ask questions. And that is totally fine. I expect this. I only have about 400 people in my Facebook group right now, and I know how Facebook groups work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little bit more of a teaching structure inside the Facebook group. So I'm going to be doing a lot more lives, teaching you what you should be doing, teaching you about the things you should not be doing as a coach, and really getting to know people a little bit better inside the Facebook group. So we're going to have a little bit more of a teaching structure. So if you think about the kinds of Facebook groups that exist out there that you have to pay for to be a member of it, to post about your business and, things that cost money, this is not that. This is going to be the kind of group that I want you to feel supported in. I want you to feel like you're getting the answers that you need. And this, I'm going to tell you, I got so much out of following other coaches back in 2018 who did that, who went to their Facebook group and just taught. And I'm like, I miss that. I miss that feeling. When did we become a society of coaches that just offers paid stuff? Like, why are we not going out there and creating that relationship with our audience through trainings inside Facebook? I miss it. I miss it a lot. So I'm going to start doing it again. So if you're not a member of the Facebook group, you can search for it, but it's a lot harder to find because there's some other groups that are named that. So just go to getclientsfirstpodcast.com/Facebook or click on the link below in the show notes. The group is called Coaches Helping Coaches, powered by the Get Clients First podcast, and I will welcome you with open arms. Now, the one thing that is required, you do need to enter your email address in the membership questions. So make sure that you do that so that your entrance can be swift and painless and you can get right in. All right. Number 3 thing that I'm doing is in terms of mindset. And I told you a little bit about this in a previous episode. We were talking a little bit about spirituality, but I have developed a way for me to act despite my fear. I have huge fears. Huge fears. I call myself the queen of fear of rejection. And I need to be able to continue working even if I have fear. So, in terms of mindset, I have developed this alter ego. Her name is Ina Moneybabe. There is no Instagram account for her. There is no YouTube account for her. She only exists in my mind. And I summon her when I need the courage to do things that regular Ina is too afraid to do. So if you want to hear more about that, you can go check out episode 234, where I reveal the entire process that I took to create this alter ego and how it came about. The 4th thing I'm doing this year is to focus on paying down debt. If you've been around me for a while, you know that in the first 2 years of my business, I was extremely immature. I didn't know what I didn't know, and I was investing in all of these things that I did not need at the time. It didn't mean that they were necessarily bad coaches, bad programs, not at all. They were amazing programs, amazing coaches, but I wasn't in the right season to take full advantage of those investments. There was one point in time when I was invested in 7 different programs in one time. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. So I am still paying down that debt. This year, I'm going to make a huge dent into that debt. And that means, point number 5, I'm reducing my travel this year. Now, this is a part where I get to tell you my plans and my excitement for 2025. In 2025, I want to travel more than I ever have. I want to go out there for conferences. I want to speak on stages. I want all of my travel dreams to come true. I want to take my husband on another luxury vacation, right? If you want to hear more about that other luxury vacation, come and check out episode 233 and I will explain the whole thing. But I want to do so much. But for now, number 1, pay down debt is the name of the game. I'm going to be focusing on my signature offer. I'm going to be focusing on paying down the debt so that in 2025, I can let my travel freak flag fly. Which brings us to number 6. Thing number 6 that I need to do this year is to make sure that whatever investments I make them because I need them first before they get pitched to me. Let me see if I can explain this one. This one has actually saved my business finances since I enacted this rule. And the rule is that I am not going to invest into something that just came to me. I am going to decide what I need right now and then seek out that investment. So if I find out that there's a coach that is offering an amazing program that I really want to be a part of, and that sounds like exactly what I need, I'm going to put a pin on it. That coach is not going anywhere. That program is not going anywhere. If that coach is worth anything, they will still be here 6 months from now. So right now, I'm going to focus on the things that I need to get done now, on the investments that I've already incurred that I'm still taking advantage of right now. I'm going to focus my attention. And then when I'm ready for those other investments, then I will decide to bring them into my life rather than feeling the FOMO, feeling like, oh, but their cart closes right now and I'm going to miss out on the best price ever. No more FOMO investment. I'm only investing in things that my business needs, and the need has to come before the investment. If somebody comes and they pitch you something that you have never thought that you needed, put a pin on it. Wait and see if you still need it 6 months from now. Chances are, from now until 6 months from now, there will be 10 more of those, of all different kinds. 10 more investments that you wish you had taken advantage of right away. Don't do that to yourself. Focus on what you need to do, and you will go a lot farther in your business. Let's go to point number 7, client work. Right now, it's all about my new signature program, testing the model, scaling it, and focusing on one offer. Any impulse that I have to create a new offer is going to have to wait, because we're going to make this offer work. And if it turns out by 2024, by the end of 2024, I still can't make it work, it's still not working, it's still not growing, then fine, it's time to try something new. But your offers don't just live for a month and then you decide to change them. You gotta focus to make them work. And that is what I'm doing in 2024. So for client work, my signature offer will have my undivided attention. Number 8. Okay, we're getting to the end now. It is about wellness. I am so aware that how I feel physically in my body matters in terms of my business. If I don't feel good in my body, I'm not going to show up as much. I'm going to get sick more often. I'm going to have low energy more often. I'm going to have a low mood more often. So in terms of wellness in 2024, I've already set a goal, and you can call it a New Year's resolution all you want, but I have set a goal and I've set up an accountability pod with my best biz besties, where I am going to lose an X number of pounds over an X amount of time. And I've already started that process. I'm going to start exercising more, eating better, eating fewer sweets and chocolates and things that usually fill my life. It is time to make a change and to stop ignoring what my body is telling me, especially now that I am in my 40s. I am no spring chicken. My back gave out last week and I was down for the count for like 3 days. It was not pleasant. I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to be my life. So I'm going to develop some strength, some better eating habits. So wellness is going to be a theme for 2024. Number 9, reading. Have you ever heard the phrase, leaders are readers? There's a reason for that. The feeling that you get after you finish a book and the knowledge that you now have is almost, I always compare it to, if you've ever seen the movie The Matrix, where Keanu Reeves' character, Neo, is injected into his brain certain knowledge, right? Like they just plug it in and they download whatever program into his brain, and he opens his eyes and he says, I know Kung Fu, right? I love that. So whenever I read a book, I finish the book and I go, I know Kung Fu. Like, I know something now that I didn't before. So I'm going to start a routine of actually reading books. I've been an audiobook person for many years, but it's time to start picking up a book, reading it, marking them down in my list, and really seeing how that leadership comes out of my pores, because I'm learning new things that I can come and pass on to you guys. So more reading in 2024. We made it to the end of the list. Number 10 is this podcast. I just went through an entire rebrand on this podcast. If you want to learn all the details of the rebrand, go to episode 229, where I tell you all the things that went into it. Because if you've been thinking about rebranding, you're going to want to hear those stories. So in this podcast, we just rebranded, and I'm very excited to bring it a new vibe, to put these videos on YouTube, to bring more attention to the small audience successes that we can have, because there is no point in continuing doing your business if all you're trying to do is get more followers. What we need to be focused on is helping people, making money doing it, turning that into revenue so that you can retire your spouse, so that you can quit your job, so that you can live the life you want, go on luxury travel, whatever it is that you want, pay for your kids' college. Did you see the prices of tuition for college nowadays? I can't even think of it. So You need to start focusing on making money in your business and building a reputation for yourself, not on building that audience that who knows who's there and what is going to happen when your reel goes viral, right? Don't leave it to chance. So inside this podcast, I'm going to vow to continue to send you the lessons that you need once a week, solo episodes, interviews, everything that you need to know to monetize your small audience and build the business of your dreams inside the Get Clients First podcast. So it's not so much do things differently, but it's more of this once a week without fail. That is the vow. Okay. I'm not going to recap all of them because it probably would take me another 10 minutes to just recap them all. But that is all. That's basically my business New Year's resolutions list. I want to know what yours is. What are you vowing to do differently in 2024? Things have to change, right? Things have to get good at some point. What are you going to do differently? Which of these are you going to adopt? I want you to come over to Instagram, DM me. You can also take a screenshot of this episode, or if you're watching this on YouTube, take a screenshot right now, post it to your stories, tag me. If you don't tag me, I don't find out. Tag me on it and tell me, answer me that question. What are you going to be doing differently? Are you going to steal one of mine? Are you going to adopt one of these New Year's resolutions for your business? I want to know. You can also join us on the Facebook group, and the Coaches Helping Coaches Facebook group. Go to getclientsfirstpodcast.com/Facebook or click on the link in the show notes. The Facebook group is right there. I want to know. What are you going to be doing differently? And let's start that conversation. I want to help. I want to tell you how you can do this for your business. And I'm going to be here every single week for item number 10. I'm going to be here every single week. So remember, if you would like to be exactly where I am just 2 months from now, I want you to come and watch the free training, free masterclass at sixfiguresfromscratch.com, where six is a number six. All right, sixfiguresfromscratch.com. Go sign up for one of the slots. I will see you there in the class, and I'm going to explain the whole thing to you from beginning to end. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. I am wishing you the best in 2024. We are all here. We're all going to make it happen. 2024 is our breakthrough year. I'll see you on the next one.